failures.
The WNBA is rocking.
Right.
I think I saw something that said like one player that makes maybe $12 million on an NBA team could cover the whole WNBA salary.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's kind of like crazy. And again, you know, we're what, 26 years young, so it's not like we're comparing ourselves to the NBA.
You kind of are though.
But I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, you know, we could just take a donation around the NBA maybe one night y'all don't go to the casinos.
I have something on this though, because it pisses me off.
What?
It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
So, if you can, or if we can, I would like to go into a little bit of, I guess, first off, because, and I kind of feel bad actually, like saying this, but the WNBA has almost never been talked about, like around me and my circles. Like I think literally until Angel Reese have I really gotten like I think she blew up at one point. I think she did something or said something to, like, for some reason she became like a pivotal icon for Black girls.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened, but then she like blew up with social media. What was that?
I mean, there's been a lot of things. Like she's put up like some historic numbers and performances, but you know, she gets a lot of attention. She does a lot of other things outside of basketball, but she definitely is like a really important player and figure, I think. And they've created this rivalry between her and Caitlin Clark. I don't really want to talk about her.
No. I kind of want to go.
We can talk about it.
I kind of want to go there because that.
All right.
Yeah, that I think that too was what I remember. The reason why she blew up. What happened there? Was it race or something?
I mean, there's a lot. Yes, I mean, Caitlin Clark brings a certain type of fan that is not actually a fan of women's sports or basketball.
What? What are they a fan of?
They're racist.
Oh, wow.
I mean, obviously not every fan, but she definitely brings a lot of racist fans, and like the things that players experience when they go to her home games it doesn't happen anywhere else.
Oh, wow.
That's very controversial, but I'm not really a fan. She's not held to the same standards as Angel Reese is. You know, she gets a lot of hate, but Angel Reese gets a lot of hate that I don't think is deserved. People don't hold Caitlin Clark accountable. Like Caitlin Clark, right? The language. And her thing is like she can shoot. She doesn't play defense.
Yeah, she can shoot.
Runs her mouth. She runs her mouth, and then she runs away and lets like her Black teammates take the heat for her in the situation that she created with the other teams. That's what she does.
Her Black teammates.
Not a fan.
Wow. Okay. I'm trying to learn about the WNBA. I'm trying to get into it because you're into it, and I'm like, you know, you're part of my group, and like, so you're rubbing off on me, and you're inviting me into a world that I didn't really know about a lot about. And I'll give it to you. Before you joined, you definitely would talk about the WNBA. Like you definitely hyped it up, and you would talk about it. But I was sitting back and thinking when we were talking about it in the DMs, and I was like, man, I've never really like paid that much attention to it. It's almost as if it's non-existent. It's like you don't really hit. And do you think that there's still a level of sexism inside?
Oh yeah,
really? Like
absolutely.
Go into that. Like why? After all these years and where we are now, I guess like I feel bad because I'm like, man, I actually don't know any women in the WNBA. I don't know any. Angel, like I said, Angel Reese comes from like social media and like her like just being around certain people. But Caitlin Clark, I just kind of started seeing her, and she seems like a woman version of Steve Nash to me. Like I said, the 3-point shoot, like all these different, like she seems to have that vibe. But I don't know any other women. Why do you think that is? Why is that? Why is that? Do you think that's the case with a lot of men?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Um, and then like if you read comments on videos or articles, things like the things the men
Mm,
say, horrifying. And then like, yeah, it's terrible, actually.
mm. So compared to the NBA and WNBA, one thing you also pointed out too was the pay, and that caught me off
Mhm.
guard. How much are they getting? Are they in the millions? Like how much?
No,
Yeah.
no, they're not
No,
like
no, you're lying.
I'm
You're
no,
lying.
I can put if you had given me heads up that we were talking about this, I would have this all ready for you.
Yeah, I want to. I
Like
just thought about it.
no.
Yeah.
This here, let me tell you what the
Nah, you're
suit so
lying.
no, stop telling me I'm
Okay, I'm sorry.
lying.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. So the WNBA rosters 12 players max,
Hmm.
but if they have one player that has like a max or a super max contract, they have to have 11 because they don't have the the money to play. So let me
What?
just tell you for this year what
Okay.
the super max payment is. It's crazy. Okay.
You are lying. I'm just even
This
looking at me, but please go
it's
ahead.
$249,244.
That's the max.
That's the super max. Like the regular max salary is 214,466, but like the rookies, I think they make 78,000.
Are you
And
serious?
yes. And so like here I'll tell you a thing that men say a lot is like, well, the WNBA doesn't generate profit, blah blah blah. That's not actually true, but the thing that I bring up that they don't like is that the NBA wasn't profitable for 25 years, but nobody
Mm.
cares about that. And there have been, it is getting more popular, getting more attention now.
Hmm.
Um, there are some things that I think they're going to have a new CBA next year. They're
Mm.
um, like the broadcasting contracts that they're going to be a lot better. So hopefully
Hmm.
we see change.
Mm.
But yeah, it's not at all. I mean, their season is shorter. They play like half the amount of games, but still 249.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, compared to like
That's a
49 million per contract, like
mhm,
that's crazy.
right. And so a lot of the WNBA players actually that they play year round because then they go overseas to make like real money, but they still want to play in the WNBA because these are the best players in the world. The best.
Wow.
And like they want to be able to play in front of their family and friends.
Mm.
Um, and yeah.
They go overseas to make more money.
Mhm. Yeah, they make money over there, like
So,
all around the world.
and you're saying they have to because they don't get paid that much
Mhm.
with it.
Yes. So one thing that was really exciting for last year for the off season is Nafisa Collier, who's our star player and is going to be the MVP of this
Mm.
year.
Mm.
And Brianna Stewart, they started their own league called Unrivaled, and so they had 36 players signed and it was 3-on-3. Um,
Mm.
and then they did like a one-on-one tournament that Fee
Wow.
won. And they pay not like the NBA, but it was it's a lot better. Like it's run really
Mm.
well. They're creating the players like have ownership in the company or the
Mm.
organization. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's really good. So I'm gonna be really interested in seeing like if that grows and if that
Absolutely.
like if maybe both leagues don't
Yeah.
exist. I don't know.
Do
It's
you think
fun.
that that would ever happen? Do you think that there's a point where the WNBA, players would start making as much as the NBA players, or you don't think that could ever happen?
I mean, I do think that they need to have like more people need to watch and obviously support the
Mm,
women
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I'm telling you, you should read some of these comments. You probably would be surprised.
yeah, I'll go there. Let's do it. Like it's I'm kind of confused. Why do you think a lot of people aren't watching the WNBA? Like, do you think it's just because of the fact that they're women?
Hmm.
Really?
Hmm.
That is insane. So and so would you equate something like this to the same extent of which maybe we'll see incorporated or things of that nature?
Hmm.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So it's that same level of treatment to which you're saying it's not this, they're not good enough, or it's not
Hmm.
real basketball.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I,
Like
yeah,
like raise the hoop or what, like it's, I don't know.
yeah,
Or they'll say like they want to see dunking, and a few of the players do, but I mean, we've talked about this before. That doesn't excite me. I want to see a block. I want to see, like, I
yeah,
love
yeah.
defense because that's exciting to me. A dunk, whatever. That's hard on their body. I don't know. That's just not exciting to me.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't have to be, and obviously there may be a certain level of more aggression
Hmm.
as a guy, of course, but I mean, doesn't give away from the fact that they're being paid this less.
Hmm.
I don't even think the coverage is there. I don't see it. I don't see them often on ESPN or you don't see any of that.
No, it's very rare, and a lot of it is like the contract that they're in currently. But there is, you have to have multiple networks basically if you want to watch the game. So I
Wow.
have, the WNBA has League Pass, which I have,
Hmm.
and so I can eventually see all the games, but a lot of them are blacked out like while the game's going on.
Blacked out. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, like I have this thing like, I can't maybe watch the Lynx games while they're live if they're on the road. I have to wait
Hmm.
till the next day or whatever because it's being broadcast on some other app, or I don't know. So you have to subscribe to multiple things if you want to be able to see all the games. And even then, you may not be able to see all the games while they're actually being played.
Wow.
So it is crazy.
That's insane. I, I I'm really just kind of like just shocked by it. Do you think that is there any support from the NBA that like the players?
Mhm.
I've seen a few of them. I think I seen Trey Young go recently to I forgot he was hugging one of the WNBA players. Yeah, it was like coming there I guess to support. But is there a lot of support from the NBA players for the WNBA? Like, is there any
I mean,
camaraderie there?
yeah, I mean some of the players like Steph Curry's a big supporter.
I've seen stuff.
Steph Curry was a big supporter of the Unrivaled league that started this
Mm,
year. Um, and there are other players. There definitely are players that come like to the Lynx games, and
mm,
NFL players that come to the Lynx games.
mm.
I can just, speak on that.
Yeah.
Other, so they're getting more attention. Like Jennifer Hudson and Common came to a game last
Mm,
year to see
okay.
it.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's,
So then
but
why?
if you watch the games, like they're
Yeah.
good.
They're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think sets them apart from the NBA?
I mean, like, so just for me experiencing both, I just love the atmosphere. The environment is just
Mm,
really like positive and uplifting. And I think I told you this, like when I started going to the Lynx games, I didn't know like a
mm,
lot about basketball. I took my kids when they were younger because I wanted them to
mm,
see, women, and so
mm,
I've learned a lot just from going there. And I
mm,
also love going to the Wolves games, but the atmosphere is completely different. It's very,
mm.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I
Um,
feel that. I feel that. I
and
can
the
see.
Lynx, go
Mhm.
ahead.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just going to say the Lynx have the most championships of any team in the state of
Mm,
Minnesota.
mm,
The Wolves have zero, and the
mm.
Lynx should have had five last year, but they got robbed. And you can't
Wow.
argue with me because you didn't watch it, but I'll send it to you so you can
Yeah.
see. And it was based on free throws, which like has been a part of our conversation. They lost the game because of a, a bad call,
Yeah.
and that resulted in free throws that won the game.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No, I feel
we'll
that.
see.
Is there any flopping going on with the WNBA?
There are some players that flop, that flop,
I had
unfortunately.
to. Nah,
Not
come
like
on, come
LeBron style.
on.
I actually was planning on sending you some clips of that. Not on the Lynx. I'm not just saying this as a Lynx fan. They're known for that, and Cheryl Reeve is our coach, and she's real specific. She's also the head coach of USA basketball now
Oh,
after Don
wow.
Staley stepped aside. Um, and even like a lot of male players will say she's going to be one of the best coaches ever. Like she could easily go
Mm,
and coach in the NBA now,
yeah.
whatever. Um, but like you have to be a certain kind of person to come here and be a Lynx, and you have to she doesn't like there's not a lot of drama. Like they play solid,
Mm.
like work hard basketball. Um, so you won't see flopping here. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Lynx fan.
I'm
It's just like it's not allowed. But there
wow.
definitely are floppers.
Wow. No, no, it's I'm glad I have you in the group. Like I'm glad you're even a moderator in this group because you're opening up my perspective to more sports. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't someone who was watching a lot of basketball and stuff like consistently growing up. You know, I had my teams, I had my players, and I would play the game sometime. I would play 2K and all these other games sometimes, but watching it wasn't really a big thing for me until I started to realize how common sports was with business, entrepreneurial things, and the underdog, and that's why I'm such a like in the four quarters, right? The first quarter and the fourth quarter could have two completely different outcomes.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Are there four quarters inside of the WNBA?
Yeah, they're 10-minute quarters, so 40-minute games versus 48,
Okay. How long is it for the NBA?
12 minutes.
12 minutes. Okay. Why did they shorten it? Why is it shorter?
I don't know. I mean, that's another thing that men complain about.
Yeah, what?
I
That's
don't know.
that's crazy. I really don't understand why and I'm looking at the views and it looks like they're getting like the views are up there.
Mhm, mhm,
People are watching, but it's obviously it may not be like the NBA, but again, that still is just kind of questionable for me. It's just like where has the disconnect come from? But you think it's from the American culture, the
mhm.
sexism, all those things
Yeah,
that,
absolutely.
yeah. And it has trickled into sports, or
Mhm.
sports is probably still taking a wait. Do you think there's been any progression in
I
terms of
mean, yeah, there is progression, but
yeah,
it's slow.
it's slow? Yeah, yeah. Speak on it. This is why I want you. This is why not for real. I want you to have the opportunity to talk about it because you in the DMs you always are telling me to watch it. And I'm like, man, I haven't given it a try. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, how come I won't? How not that I won't, but how come I haven't given it a try? How come it hasn't been something that I've watched before? And you've pushed on me to even watch. And I'm like, man, well, it's basketball. It's still the same game, you know?
Mhm.
Um, do you think that there could be any point in which the NBA and WNBA like combine? They start to kind of see them as a oneness thing, or do you think that it'll probably be long before we'll be long gone before they do something like that?
I mean, so like one of the things that you'll see in the comments is that people say that the NBA subsidizes the WNBA, which, like I guess does happen, but
Mm.
again, the NBA was not profitable for 25 years. The WNBA is
Mm.
27 years old only.
Wow.
And it's not
Wait,
true
it's
that
only 27 years old?
yeah.
Wow. I gotta look at some of these comments, but I didn't know that it was 20. It's only 27 years old, but the NBA was not profitable for 25.
Right.
That's crazy. That means that we can't even judge it because it's not. It's barely past that that threshold.
Right. But like people don't tend to not think that's relevant or whatever because they're just on their own, whatever their trajectory is, they just
Yeah,
want to stick to that. But
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
I know.
I do want to just take a moment though to mention, obviously I'm a Lynx fan, but if you've seen what I post a lot about Paige Beckers. She went to UConn. She's a Minnesota girl. She's an amazing human. Like she has a lot of NIL deals. She got money. Like what she's making to play in the WNBA is nothing compared to like what she already has and what she makes in other things. But she still wants to do it because she loves the game.
She loves the
And
game.
like I said, these are the best basketball players in the world play in the WNBA. And she grew up like that was her goal and her dream when she grew up. And I just want to take a moment to just talk about what an amazing person she is. And I think if you do start to follow and watch the games, you'll see like she's a very special player, like a human being. And she's gonna have a phenomenal career. But one other thing I want to mention about her that I think kind of sets her apart.
Yeah.
Like every NIL deal she has, she's required that something that she gives back to Minnesota or school or whatever. So I think when she signed with Chegg, they're required or like their deal, they opened a food shelf in her high school.
Oh wow.
In Stockton and whatever. Like she doesn't advertise that stuff. Like she doesn't. She's a very unselfish player. She's just a really amazing human. So please watch her and watch for her.
Absolutely. I love how you are so intentional in getting to know players. I'll give you that. Like you tend to have a tendency to dig deeper than the average person, you know, when it comes to the story of a player, who is the player, who the player is and where they're from. You know, I've seen you do that type of research, except for, you know, Ann. But hey, we talking about WNBA. Don't do that. Don't do it. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back.
I want to tell you something that was very cool to me last couple of games ago. There was a young man and he had his girlfriend there, and she obviously it was her first game. She didn't know anything about basketball. He knew every player on both teams. He was telling her what college they went to. Like he knew all their stats. I just loved it. I just smiled the whole game. Obviously I was happy to be there, but just hearing him know all of this and be so excited and share it, and I don't know. I love it.
This is a WNBA?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's go. Oh, that's dope. And this is a guy doing that.
Yes.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Do the players in the WNBA, do they oftentimes do they notice the difference too? Do they notice do they speak out on it and stuff too? I want to hear some of them. Who are some of the players that have spoken on this?
I don't I guess
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but
no, it's okay. I mean, like the Lynx talk about it a lot, but it's in like post game. I watch all their post game content, and their interviews, and I'll see if I can find you.
Yeah. Because I'm just curious about this. This is, I feel like I'm kind of like stepping into a different part of my brand with the sports. Let's just talk sports, talking about this. And not that I'm scared or anything, but I think it should be talked about.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're right. I do like this.
Yeah. I knew you would like it. I was like, you know what? Let's put some time. All right. If you want to, we can take a look at this one here even. WNBA versus NBA players, the truth hurts, or you can find one if you.
No, let's go. No, let's see what it says.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you know her? Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Or do you literally? Oh.
Yeah. Who is this? Tell me about
Candace Parker. I thought you might know her.
Candace Parker. Okay, I know the name.
Okay.
Candace Parker. Yeah, I know the name. Yep.
Okay, let's see what she says.
Yeah. Man, I kind of almost feel like bad. I'm like, man, this is like a modern day form of sexism. Like it's like that kind of sucks.
Misogyny.
Yeah, misogyny.
Patriarchy.
Yeah, that sucks.
But guess what? You're here now and you're asking questions and you have an open mind and you're learning. So that's good.
No, absolutely.
That's all we could ever want.
Exactly.
They get paid the same. It's what the people want to watch. You know what I mean? So as much as I understand females wanting the same treatment as men basketball players, it's a different sport. People, they're not packing out the arenas. Obviously, their TV deals aren't the same. I mean, you can't pay them the same thing, you know.
It's not as exciting.
No, it's not as exciting.
It's not as exciting basketball.
Yeah, you're not.
They gotta lower the rims. I would watch a girl coming down the lane on another. I would watch that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Although beer pong might be a better comparison, what Michael Porter Jr. just said is 100% true. The WNBA and ping pong both lack any sort of viewing audience in the United States, and both.
Come on, you swelling. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me.
No, I want to hear this.
Oh, you want me to keep going?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just let me know. Stop me if you want me to stop it.
Need larger audiences in order to generate more money. Unfortunately, sporting audiences have been telling the WNBA for decades they don't find their league entertaining and have no desire to watch. And since professional sports are a business first, entertainment second, and a sport dead last, all categories the WNBA is failing in,
This is the worst.
it's no surprise that WNBA players are paid less than they wish. If anything, it's a surprise WNBA players are paid as much as they are, because the WNBA as a business has never turned a profit and relies on the NBA to subsidize the league, which is why entitled WNBA players constantly asking for more.
Okay, so again, these are big words. Some of these words I don't know too much about, or I just want some clarity on. You're shocked right now. Let me hear from you.
So I'm just pissed.
So are they saying that 10 million a year? I think I just saw 10 million every year. Subsidized meaning what? They're asking the NBA for money?
I mean, I don't know. Like, every team is different, right? But so I would have researched each team for you specifically, but I don't think we have time for that right now.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of it has to do with like contracts and things that have been signed. Like their media contract, I think, is maybe 10 years old, and the game has grown in 10 years, but they haven't gotten paid. Their jerseys and things, they sell out. The players don't get any money from the sale of their jerseys. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't. He's trash. Whoever this is.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, it definitely sounds like someone who's like, yeah, there's a reason why they're not getting paid. You want to keep going?
Go for it.
All right, we go a little more. I'm just trying to get a sense of it. But yeah,
I mean, he's giving you a good sense.
He definitely seems like he's down in it for sure.
Money rubs NBA players the wrong way, especially when NBA players have been on the forefront of trying to help that league grow. This is why we saw Draymond Green keep it real and call out former WNBA player Lisa.
He called her out. What is he talking about?
Lisa Leslie, when she said NBA players should donate even more money than they already do to the WNBA, almost blaming NBA players for the WNBA's failures.
The WNBA is rocking.
Right.
I think I saw something that said like one player that makes maybe 12 million on the NBA team could cover the whole WNBA salary.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's kind of like crazy. And again, we're what, 26 years young, so it's not like we're comparing ourselves to the NBA.
You kind of are, though.
But I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA. Maybe one night y'all don't go to the casinos.
I have something on this, though, because it pisses me off.
What?
It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players.
What you think about that? Yeah.
I mean,
Not to, come on, come on. I'm just listening.
I just want to hear. I want to hear
You want
like
to hear
the
it?
rest
Okay.
of what he said.
Okay.
Support the WNBA like
The most.
more than we probably support the fucking NBA. And it bothers me.
This type of business relationship would bother any rational person. Shit, imagine helping a friend jumpstart their dream business by offering up some initial capital, then fast forward 30 years and your capital is the only thing keeping their business afloat on a yearly basis. And every year, without fail, they say, no, trust me, it'll work. I just need some more of your money. While at the same time complaining and not listening to any advice you're giving them. After a while, it's going to piss you off. Which is why Draymond Green also called out the WNBA's constant complaining in a different interview.
Really tired of seeing them complain about the lack of pay because they're doing themselves a disservice by just complaining.
They're not just complaining.
Huh?
They're not just complaining, really.
But they are, because they're not laying out steps that they can take to change that. Because the people that can change it, they're just going to continue to say, well, the revenue isn't there. The revenue isn't there. So if you don't bring in the revenue, we can't up your pay.
Draymond is 100% right here, that WNBA players are just complaining.
Dang. I mean, this video is completely bashing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the norm. You'll find a lot of that.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. But I just like all I'm gonna ask is that you take some time and just like watch some clips. I can send you things.
Yeah, send me
You can
things.
log into my whatchamacallit, my account, my league pass, and
You
watch
just-
if you want.
Hey, I may do that. Not for real, because I want to support. Like, I don't see. There's no reason not to. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason not to look and watch. But in this video, I don't really even hear. I hear the only thing I hear is that they're complaining and that there's this and that, but I don't hear any. I don't hear any reasons as to why there's lower view counts. I guess one guy said the goals are lower. I want to see somebody running down the thing and jumping and dunking. I mean, yeah, I don't think a dunk could take away that much fan base.
I mean, they just say stuff, and like not obviously not all, but a lot of the women that play in the league are gay, and so people will comment on that or whatever.
Really?
But and I don't think it's like the way it's being presented. They don't just come. They're asked about it. It's a problem. It's not just in basketball. Like I said, I think some of the things are going to change. It's just bad, in my opinion, poor business decisions that were made before. Like, I'm not really a fan of the commissioner we have right now. I think that most of the league is not a fan of the commissioner. I don't know. There's so many things, but people do care. I mean, like I said, the game is growing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Our games are heavily attended. There are multiple teams whose season tickets sold out well before the season started. I mean,
yeah, I saw when you were there. I saw when you
watching.
posted it. It seemed pretty packed to me. I thought it was an NBA game.
Mhm.
You know,
And I think that might have been a weekday. Like there's a game tomorrow night, so it'll be really packed tomorrow, on Saturday, and yeah, I don't know.
This is actually really crazy. All I'm hearing is they're complaining, and I mean, for this video, I want to find. I wish I could find an interview with him, like one of the WNBA players talking about it specifically.
Here, let's see. I'll see.
Yeah, can you see me one?
Sorry, I stopped looking.
No, you're
Let me
good.
look.
You're good. You're good. Take your time. I'm gonna try to look for one too. It's just different. School. The with the attitude problem. Yeah, this guy right here, like even this, I'm kind of curious to watch this. Watching
Go ahead.
WNBA highlights until I'm impressed. The fact that he would even make a video like that is just horrible. Like that you would title something like that.
Mhm.
Show you ways to potentially make money by.
No, but if you found the videos, you can send it to me.
You can play that. I'm looking.
You want to play? Okay. Because I'm like, why would you even make a video titled this? This to me, this is like showing that he's just downplaying it.
Where do you want me to send you a link?
You could send it to, if you want to send it, you could text it to my number if you could do it that way. Or you could send your phone. Oh yeah, true. You can send it to my IG.
I mean, I can get it. I can see it. Okay.
Yeah, you can send it to my IG.
All right.
That's fine. I'll just log in.
You gonna play that?
Yeah, because that's crazy. You want me to play
Oh,
your
I
video?
can take my phone. No, you can play yours. I'll just turn my camera off and text it to you quick. Hold on.
Okay. But you sure you don't want me to play yours?
I'm gonna send it to you. You can play this one you want to watch in the meantime.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Let me see what he talking.
What's going on, everybody? Hiko here, and today we're watching WNBA highlights until I'm impressed. I'm not impressed by that dunk. She's literally 7'2" and she can only do rim grazers. This is going to be a long video, everybody. Yep, this is going to be a long video. Get your popcorn, get your drinks, lay back. You might even have to have a nap. We might be here for hours. Why would she pass that? She shot that with 8 seconds to go and she made it. Why would she shoot that with 8 seconds to go? She had someone open. And here's Brittany Griner again with a nice little rim grazer. Not impressed at all. It's gonna be a long video, everybody. I'm sorry about this. Brittany Griner, commentator just said she went flying in. I've seen better dunks at my local basketball comp. Alright, what's this highlight here? Stars in the building? Wait, she said who? LeBron!
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, that pissed me off. I don't like the way you're defaming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're really talking down and defaming these women. Like you're making it sound like they are worthless.
Mm-hmm.
That's
the norm. I'm not kidding.
If that's the norm, that's sickening. That's pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Funniest part. I want to read some of these comments. Do you mind if I read some of these?
No, please do.
The funniest part is that LeBron isn't even paying attention to the game. I knew someone was going to point that out. Did not expect that. He probably just looking at his phone. Did not expect that. I love how Griner celebrates as they are down by 22. Streaming on the matches. Impressive than every high. It's pathetic. I've seen this exact concept 30 times and it's kind of getting boring. But that ending was original. I was excited when Brittany Griner first got popular because I thought she would have changed to turn the league around. Instead, she compared herself to the men and acted like she could be an NBA player just because she's tall. I can't believe this stuff is going on. Might be the best video I've ever seen. I'm shocked. I'm shocked stuff like this is like actually going on. This is like it's like are we it's almost it's like racism, but it's just like it's sexism, right? Like it's just it's the opposite. It's like if these were men, you know, you see more hype like it seemed for high school men basketball players than you do for the WNBA. But these are you said it yourself, this is the WNBA, which means that these women had to have enough skill to be associated with the National Basketball Association. Like they're associated with the same association as the men NBA, just the NBA. It's just a W in front of it. And yet that's
gold medal winners.
Gold medal winners, and that's not even being acknowledged. Dang, that's insane. Wow, I'm really shocked right now because it's like, I'm so serious. Like, let
Yeah.
me preview you. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't watch it, but like it's from a player, and I think it's good perspective.
Absolutely.
The MVP of the year, or MVP, as we say around here.
Wow. And so this is an interview or her talking about. Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes. This is
It's kind of long, so if you got to skip it or whatever, do what you got to do. But
yeah, but this is exactly what I was looking for. Let me do this. 1 second. All right, cool. Now we'll transfer it over here. Let's see. 1 second. I just got to pull it out of my text. I'm sorry.
no, you're good. You don't have to apologize.
This is crazy. It's kind of like what they say with racism. If you don't know about it, that doesn't make you any less innocent. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a chance to learn about it, then you should. And that's why I'm like, man, this entire time I've been looking at the NBA, but this is how they treat the W. I was in my head, it was like, oh yeah, they got their thing going on over there. They're making as much. They got as much hype. They got as much. I don't, and I'm thinking all that, but I'm like, man, why was I thinking that? I'm like, there was no reason for me. I had no facts in terms of that being the actual fact.
I thought you were joking, actually, when you asked me if they made the same amount of money as the men.
Yeah.
You don't even know who Asia Wilson is, Trey?
No.
Right weight matters.
Yeah.
The body pod lets you easily.
I know. And these would be like Common Day LeBrons and Trey, like these are they have the same hype in that space.
Mm-hmm.
See, yeah. Wow. Well, you get me right. You getting me right, right? Like that's what we do. That's what we're doing now. You get me right. All right. Wow. Let's see. Oh.
Nafisa Collier, a WNBA All-Star turned star entrepreneur, a two-time Olympic gold medal winner, an advocate for other players. Collier co-founded Unrivaled, a new 3-on-3 women's basketball league with fellow player Brianna Stewart. The league offers the highest average salary in professional women's sports history and state-of-the-art facilities. The first season generating millions of dollars in ticket and merchandise sales. Collier is also that league's MVP. Nafisa Collier is in the Changemakers spotlight.
Congrats on your first season of Unrivaled. Tell us, why was this new league necessary?
Stewie and I started this because at the time we had both been in the WNBA for several years. We both had families, and we saw that for a lot of players, we had to supplement our income by going overseas. And through that, not only are you missing, you're in another country, so you're missing, holidays with your family. We both, again, had children, so figuring out childcare overseas. But another thing that people don't realize is we make most of our money off the court. So brand building is really essential for us. When you're overseas, you essentially go dark for 6 months. It's really hard to activate with brands to build that. You kind of have to start the wheel turning all over again every single year when you come back to the WNBA. And then the other thing is the WNBA is kind of compared to the NBA of the 80s right now. It's really bogged down, really physical in the paint. And we always knew that for this to be successful, needed to get the best players in the W. And so we wanted to showcase their skills. We have the best women in basketball. We want to show what they can do. So that's why we came up with 3-on-3 and then kind of the model that we did.
And then tell us a little bit about the pay model, because the gender pay gap is much larger in the world of sports than it is on average in the rest of the U.S., and obviously there are meaningful pay gaps. How are you structuring salaries different from what they are in the NBA, the WNBA?
Yeah, so for the first thing is to kind of backtrack why we started this is women's sports is exploding. I'm sure you guys have seen just rapidly growing. And it feels like everyone is benefiting from that except for the women in the sports. And so that's why we wanted to, why we're so proud to offer the highest average salary, why equity, having all the players have equity in the league was really important to us. So that is how, like, treating women's athletes how they should be treated, and this is year one. We hope we are going to, continue to raise the salaries as the business grows. So this is kind of a starting point. This isn't even where we think that women's athletes should be. It's just what we were able to do in year one. So we're really proud of that and excited for the future.
And a huge start. And it's not just pay that makes Unrivaled different. Tell us a little bit about your facilities. I was really impressed to hear how very different they are than what, especially what you have in the WNBA.
Yes. So when we were building it,
Did you hear what she just said? So, and we didn't even go there. The facilities are more impressive in this league than the WNBA. What's going on with the facilities in the WNBA?
So in Minnesota, the Wolves and the Lynx have the same, like it's equal. So here is, a good, yeah.
But certain
They're
other
taking
places
care
they
of
don't
better here.
They don't
Yeah.
allow them to play in other areas. They got different facilities.
Oh yeah, yeah, like yeah, it's crazy.
That's pathetic. What? That makes no sense. Why can't they play on the same? Like it's the NBA. It's just the WNBA and the NBA. Like
So like they're not the primary owners anymore, but Glenn Taylor and Becky Taylor are the owners of the Wolves and the Lynx, and they still go to all the Lynx games, like they're very big supporters, and the primary owners are A-Rod and Mark Moore, and they're not present at all for the women's game or for the women at all. Like, I mean, we were in the championship last year.
Wow.
And they didn't. I think Mark might have gone to one game in New York. Maybe he lives there. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that shifts here, but it was really important to the Taylors that the Lynx and the Wolves are, wherever you see a Wolves logo, there's a Lynx. Like it's equal. They've received the same treatment, the same facilities, everything's matched.
Why has Minnesota caught on to that a lot quicker than other states? Like what do you think? Why do you think that is?
I mean, I don't know. I think they just, have believed in the women. We've had, the culture it's just, I don't know. I mean, this has been a destination for a lot of players for years because of the treatment, the fan base, ownership, the culture, like within the team, the expectations.
Yeah.
So I can't. Like I've heard things that she may go into more detail here, but yeah, I don't know.
Man, no, I'm sorry. I heard that.
No, it's good.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, I'm sorry, but I can't believe. I can't believe, and I'm not calling you a liar, but I'm like, it's hard for me to process this. I'm like, what? Like, this is going on now? This is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Typically, it's racism and all this type of stuff, right? But this is sexism. Like, these are all black people. We talking about black women, black men. We talking about white women, white men. We talking about, these are all type of men, all type of women. And I guess that's another thing too. I would even wonder how diverse is the WNBA? Is it?
I think 80% black women.
Okay, so kind of like the NBA. It's saying, yeah. I mean, obviously, that being a big part of the culture, but. Yeah, just it makes me wonder, like, are they considering all of these different things inside of the WNBA equally? You know what I'm saying? The facility, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, the jerseys and the shoe brands, do they have shoe deals? Is that something is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, some of the players have shoes, like their own, like Angel Reese had, she's with Reebok. Shaq's a big supporter of hers, a big advocate. So yeah, like Sabrina Ionescu, she has her own shoe. I think Candace Parker had a shoe. Like some of the players do. She's a Jordan athlete as of this year. She doesn't have her own shoe, but she's signed to Jordan. So there are a lot of players that are Jordan athletes. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. All right, I'll try to listen to a few more. I know we got a few minutes left, but this has caught my attention. I'm so serious. I'm very intrigued now. Wow.
Kind of put things into buckets, like what is a necessity? So of course we need a training room, a weight room, locker rooms, and then how do we make those the best they can be? So we had the best, machines, we had the best recovery things, we had the best physicians coming in, and then it's like, what would just be fun to have? What is just fun stuff we can do? So we did like an esthetician, which was a hot spot. Like we were in there every week. We did a glam room. So for all the shoots we did, again, brand building was huge. So we had a bunch of shoots. So media day was in there, shoots are in there, girls get ready in there before the games. It was a 4 brand room, so that was really cool. Another necessity though is the childcare that we did. So we had nursing rooms, daycare, and a kids room where it's
pissing me off. I'm sorry. These are women. It's like as a woman, you all have even more needs, even more things you all go through, your body wise, like all those different things that contribute. You know what I'm saying? There should be emphasis on these facilities, even more. The NBA is I'm sure it's a over $1 billion company, like industry. Why couldn't there be money? Why should the WNBA even have to ask? It's a part of the NBA. So why are they? You know what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Why should they even have to ask? Shouldn't there be a certain set of money that's dished out to make sure?
You think so?
So then people are pocketing it. It must be going to the families, and you know what I'm saying? Like and the scraps are, I guess, given to the WNBA. That's crazy. Wow.
It was really good. So as obviously mothers, like you want to be able to focus on the game and be your best self. Worrying about, is my child safe, and having reliable childcare is so important. So we knew from the beginning that is something that we needed to focus on.
Now, hearing about your relationships with brands and the way you brought in so many brands, it's interesting to think about the fact that you had to really put on a different hat. And obviously, you're a basketball player, but you also had to be a business person for you and your co-founder to raise that $35 million Series A round. What was it like changing hats and being a business person rather than a basketball player when you were thinking about the league?
Yeah, it was really interesting. This was my first real introduction into the business world, and I thought it was just so fascinating. First of all, just trying to get the buy-in in the beginning. It was a little bit hard, honestly, harder than we thought it was going to be, because it's a whole new product that we're bringing to the table. No one knew what it was going to be. They've never seen that format before. How are we going to get the players to buy in? So getting the ball rolling in the beginning was hard, but once we, had those initial players, people can see the value in that. And so that was really fun to learn that and to kind of see, as a player, you're always like, why can't you give us more money? Why can't we do this? Why? And being on the business side, you kind of understand it a little more, which honestly makes me feel more prepared to when I'm going into those negotiations in the W.
Yeah, I'm going to jump ahead to some WNBA questions here, and then we'll go back to more about what you're building at Unrivaled, because you've said that the WNBA players are discussing the potential for a work stoppage as you negotiate about your new CBA, your collective bargaining agreement. What are you focused on right now? You say you're more prepared, but what are you looking for?
I think, again, just knowing our value. We have more leverage now than we ever have as women's athletes, and just using that to our advantage. We were really proud of our last CBA and the steps we were able to take, but we want to take even bigger steps for the CBA that we're in right now. And no one wants a work stoppage. We all want to play, of course. I think we're just preparing ourselves to where we know our worth, and we have to set our foot down at some point and demand that.
The lock is on today, baby.
That's good. No, that's really good. Like I mean, we know our worth. Hearing someone like Draymond Green, oh my goodness. But someone like Draymond Green, that's the last person I probably listen to. But it's just like, hearing someone like that saying they complaining and, it's like, man, you're supposed to be a top player or a top name. And he's saying something like that about the WNBA. That's hard. That tells me already the perspective on both, if he's saying
he gets a lot of attention, like people hear that. And
yeah.
Crazy.
I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. I'm flabbergasted. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you just opened up. I'm for real. You just opened up my mind. I'm just like, I'm shocked right now. But in a good way, because now I can be informative to other people as well as continue to be informed about it. So I appreciate you. I
I
appreciate.
appreciate you for wanting to talk about this very
Yeah.
much. I'm grateful.
Yeah, I said SGASI. We're gonna talk about the king, the prince, another day.
Well, by next week we'll know who the championship,
Yeah.
who won, right?
Yeah.
When's
Don't
the game? Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay. You
Yeah.
gonna watch?
I'm definitely gonna watch it. I just because I was gonna talk about the league being rigged, like just leagues in general. Because it's just that didn't make it that the game yesterday didn't make any sense. It just kind of it didn't make sense to me in terms
Like
of
what specifically didn't make sense to you?
the comeback. Like the first quarter the Pacers were just all Tyrese Halliburton, he was supposed to be injured, or at least that's what they said. It was like a calf sprain or something like that. The man was out there playing like he ain't having, no look passes, and I'm like, man, this man, how much of that was just show play, and it's just like, oh, like you said, the league would want to extend it to game that cuts off millions if it does. So I'm almost sure that to some degree it's like a pull back. We got to get a little, you know what I'm saying? Don't go too hard. The leagues want they're gonna fund us an extra 10 million, if we somehow pull back for this game. So let's make sure we do that. Each of you get an extra 2-3 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's some type of raise for this extra because they're making extra money. Like I could see that.
Are you saying that's happened every time the Pacers have won, or you just in general you think that happens?
If you're saying every NBA Finals gets to a game 7, then that makes me wonder.
I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just asking you if you're only basing this on what you saw yesterday of the series.
Had OKC won, I probably wouldn't be having this conversation. That's how look,
Okay.
look.
Because I agree with you, the league wants game 7.
Yeah, it makes sense.
We can't take away from the Pacers that they won the game and that they've won 3 games. Is what I'm saying.
They all right. We ain't gonna do this. We ain't gonna do this.
We started out so good today, and now look we're ended on the same.
Don't do this. Don't do this. I'm trying. Hey, all I'm saying is my boy has been solid. OKC has been solid, and I don't understand that yesterday run. It was just kind of soft to me. It looked like they were just all over the place. Again, one could say, "Oh, they just got happy off of knowing that but no, it was such a close game. Like like they knew they shouldn't have let them get that, or they would have pushed it to game 7. To me, it just looked like they were kind of just like, "Hey, we got to get to game 7."
I mean,
Things
change really quickly in basketball too, though. So, but I mean, I agree. I told you, I'm sure I told you multiple times that I believe that it was going to go to game 7, no matter which teams were in the game in the finals.
It looked like they just kept playing tit for tat. That's what it kind of looked like a little bit. And it's just, what I'm saying? I know some of the shots were kind of a little weird and stuff. And some of the shots, people can argue, some of the shots were just unpredictable, right? Like the Tyrese, the shot that went up and then went in. Like, you can't predict all that. What I'm saying? I get it. But I don't know. Some just sounds a little fishy.
Well, we're not going to say that Hallie's injury is fake. He is injured. We see players come out and play when they're injured, especially in the finals.
That's true.
You're not going to miss that if there's any way you can play.
That's true.
Easy.
That's true. No, you're right. You're right. And I get that, but yeah, if they don't win Sunday,
I hope they don't.
this was an amazing call. I just want to keep the vibe as is because the devil is trying, but it's all right.
Okay, thanks for the call.
It's all love. It's all love. Oh my goodness. Why would you? Oh.
I was just saying who I wanted to win.
No,
we already know who you want to win.
To win. You said that with such conviction. I hope. Like
I do.
I
hope they win.
That's like
I hope the Pacers win.
You said I hope they don't. Like you put a curse on that team. Like no. You didn't have to do that. Did you not see? Oh, speaking of curses, you know what? We're gonna go there. You got a few more minutes. Nah, I'm gonna tell you. Now the game may be rigged, but I'm gonna tell you this: some people in this doggone league know witchcraft, and I don't know if you've seen the video, but there's a video of the Pacers praying or huddle around in the circle praying. And have you seen that?
I haven't watched any NBA content. I'm not kidding.
No, I got you. Watch this. I know Anna ain't in it. I get it. but just bear with me 1 second. It ain't Ant-Man, but just bear with me. He's out. He's in Cancun. He's sitting himself down. He's sitting down.
No, he's working.
And that just brings me to a whole nother thing. The fact that the NBA players can go on vacation and the WNBA players have to literally leave and go overseas. That's insane. To make a living. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah, they literally play year round, a lot of them.
That's insane.
No break.
That's wear and tear on the body.
Mm-hmm.
The injuries must be insane with WNBA players.
Can be.
Let's say Pacers praying. I'm gonna tell you why they won the game. I'm about to show you right now why they won. Here we go. No, here we go. I'm about to tell you right now. I'm about to tell you right now. Yep. Here we go. Pascal Siakam gets possessed. Look at this. This is going viral right now, and you haven't seen it, but it's essentially somebody sold their soul to win Game 6, and it was him. So here we go. Watch how he sells his soul. My boy SGA putting in all the work. He probably read the Bible before he played. He's praying. He's a faithful man. And you got people over here selling their soul.
The Xfinity.
How he supposed to beat that? That's why they lost. SGA is an upstanding man. He didn't sell his soul. Here we go. Watch. You gonna see. Watch how he sells his soul.
Pascal Siakam was locked in before Game 6. It looked like he was summoning a win to force Game 7 back in OKC of the NBA Finals. He finished the Game 6 win with 16 points and a massive 13 rebounds, including this highlight play.
Cross-court Siakam for the slam!
And that dunk on Jalen Williams was during a 30-9 run to close out the first half, leading by 22 points, and the Pacers did not.
He got possessed by a demon. How SGA supposed to beat that?
A 30-9 run is crazy. Someone should have called a timeout. That's wild. I have to say, I do want to give you a little bit of credit here. You are the most loyal Fairweather fan I have ever seen in my life.
I call it like I see it. That's all I do. That's all I do. That's all I do. I called it with Ant-Man and I was correct. He's sitting out. I'm calling it with the Pacers. Someone gets possessed.
You think you are.
I am, but I'm saying, how am I supposed to be the demon? This man over here summoning spirits. What are we supposed to do? We can y'all say the flopping is wrong, but is being possessed by a demon, or anybody gonna comment on possession? No one said anything about being possessed by a demon.
He said it's going viral right now, so there's probably people talking about it.
Yeah, this man.
I don't know why I haven't seen that. That's crazy.
Yeah, this man sitting over there, everybody praying. He like,
Hey,
dude.
whatever works. Flopping is hard on the body. Like he doesn't have to go out there and flop. He just summoned the demon and they went out and whooped some ass.
Oh, and you condone that? Okay.
I'm not, I mean, not condoning. I'm just saying whatever it takes to win.
Let's whatever it takes. All right, we're gonna listen to this upstanding, hardworking Kobe/AI guy.
The way I see it
All
is,
right.
we suck tonight. We have to learn the lessons.
Truth.
We have one game.
Accountability.
For everything we've worked for.
Listen to
so
it.
do they, and the better team Sunday will win.
Second row, Michael.
Michael Grange from
Beautiful.
in Toronto. You've been under pressure this whole series from them defensively. Tonight they were able to get into the ball with more success, I guess, than they've had.
I left a comment on one of his videos talking about how you hated him because of his braids. This man is so humble. He wore a cap to cover it up for you after the end of the game. You see that? He cares about you so much. He cares about your feelings so much. You wore a cap to cover it up for you.
I actually love his braids, so
I hope you're happy. You never said anything about loving his braids.
I've never said I didn't like them. We haven't talked about his hair.
You never said anything.
You've never asked me. It hasn't been part of the conversation. I love his braids.
You're not gonna sit here and act. No.
The only thing I've said is that I hate his flopping. He doesn't need to do it. He's an amazingly skilled basketball player. He doesn't need to flop.
He's an ex-Kobe. Admit it.
Why we got to go to Kobe?
Exactly. See?
I told you we got to leave Kobe.
No, see, there you go. I didn't compare him. Other NBA players have compared him to Kobe, AI, and Michael Jordan mixed together. I can't even get that out of you.
Since we're talking about Kobe, I do really want to mention how much of a supporter he was of women's sports.
Oh, yeah. His little ones were trying to play.
Yeah, Gigi.
Yeah.
But other than that, a lot of women in the league.
He
mentored them, and they had relationships with him, and still have relationships with his family now. So, yeah,
man, yeah, it definitely seemed to have put his money where his mouth was when it came to basketball. Yeah, I definitely seem to have saw that in many instances for sure. Yeah, I mean that's why I admire this guy so much. He's a beautiful man. He's not bald, but it's okay.
I won't go that far.
He has hair.
He's not 6'6".
I think he's a bit taller, but I mean it's okay. He moves.
I think he's only 6'4".
No, I don't think he's. No. I think he's about 6'7". He this is a handsome brother. You really can't take anything away from him. You got to give him his props. He's a handsome guy, and he loves you. He told me to tell you, he loves you. Like he loves everybody. This is an upstanding man. I just, who does no wrong.
There's no wrong.
No wrong. Yeah, beautiful. Let's just listen to a few more seconds. Oh, let's listen to a few more seconds. This beautiful man.
Did they do anything different? The turnover numbers.
No flopping or nothing.
High. Any explanation?
Yeah, I don't even know. They just turned us over a bunch. They didn't pressure full court like they have been, which led to more turnovers. I didn't expect that, but whatever it is, they did it right. And if we want to win on Sunday, we got to take care of the ball. Moral of the story.
Second row on the right, Malika.
Over here, Malika Andrews, ESPN. I'm going to follow up on that real quick and then a different question. But they picked you up just much higher than they had been. They were picking you up by 60 feet in the first 5 games and from 39-ish feet today. Did you feel that difference? Was that maybe part of it that led to that?
They were definitely lower on the pickups. I'm not sure. Some of them I think was just carelessness and not being focused, not being as engaged. They played harder than us tonight as well, and when a team plays harder, they usually turn the other team over. So it's probably a combination of multiple things.
the NBA Finals versus the second round, but this series has so many similarities to the Denver series. The other team goes up 2-1. This sort of game 6 letdown. Can you learn anything from your punch back there that you can apply here?
Yeah, I think the way we felt in that series was it's a 3-3 series, 0-0. You have one game to advance, and the better team will win. And I think it's the exact same thing. Everything that's happened in the series, you try to learn from, and you try to put it all together for one night and see where it takes you.
Third row, Tim.
Jay, did you guys?
Beautiful. The accountability that this man has is insane. No complaining, no flopping, no hatred towards others, no braids because certain people have animosity, so he covers them up. This guy is outstanding. Like I don't know what to say. I've never heard this from Ant. I've never heard Ant talk like typically he's laughing at paper that he's looking at and all this type of stuff, laughing and giggling. I mean, this guy comes out straight shooter. He direct eye contact to people. He's engaged. He's supporting his brand. Like, come on.
I'm just going to ask that you take some time and actually watch Ant's post game. I think that you will like what you see. I think you're saying a lot of things that are not true. And if you just went into it with an open mind, you would have a higher opinion of him as a human being and a leader of a team. I'd just like to offer that to you as a suggestion. If you respect me at all in any way,
we taking it there. We taking
or my existence as a human being or a member of your team who's actually taking on additional responsibilities and supporting you and your brand. If any of that means anything to you at all, I just ask that you do take some time to watch some of Ant's post game film, please. I can't even tell you how much that would mean to me, actually. I'm getting choked up just thinking about it.
Oh!
And you know me, I'm not a crier, and here I am.
All I gotta say is, when another man try to take another man's balls with a basketball.
That's not what happened.
No. Then I don't know how much respect I can have for a brother.
That's not what happened.
No, that's all I'm saying.
I'm just you're talking about this post game.
Play the video.
Yes, but play the whole thing. There was no force applied with the bounce of the ball.
He threw it at this man's private area.
So what you're saying to me is, despite my passionate request that you watch Ant's post-game film, you're not going to do that.
What I'm actually...
Like you don't value me as a human being or a member of your team. No?
Oh, you set things up so nicely. Oh.
How are we going to handle this?
I'm not going to respond right now. I need time to think. I need time to think. I need time to process things that have been said here. Yeah.
You have to think about.
I have to think.
You value me as a human being.
We'll talk off. We'll talk off camera. We'll talk off camera because you know what
I can even find it for you, so you don't have to use your precious time researching. I can send you a few clips, but okay, we can talk about it off camera. Thank you for this, though. I loved this. It was amazing.
The WNBA.
The WNBA. This post game. He did a great job. I agree with you. He didn't need to wear the hat. I actually prefer the braids to the hat. You gave him false information. I love the braids. The only thing I don't love is the flopping, which has been consistent from the beginning.
A man like that just never needs to fly. It's but it's okay.
Right. He doesn't need to, but he does.
But he turns the other cheek and allows other people to slap him. I love it. I love it. He turns the other cheek, allows the people to slap him, and it's considered flopping. It's okay. It's okay. He turns the other cheek. That's what it's about. All right, we gonna wrap it up. I love you. I'm here. You already know. We're gonna talk. You already know we're gonna talk. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna give you something to eat.
Me too.
Yeah, because I'm like starving right now.
Oh, it's 9:21. My sister's been waiting for me because she wants to get food too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, I'm so sorry.
Why are you sorry? If she wanted it, if she was impatient, she would come in here.
Oh, okay.
Say hello.
She's so patient. Come on.
She's probably sleeping again, actually. All right.
Tell your sister yesterday.
I will.
Absolutely. Until she got to come on one day.
She won't.
I thought she was an extrovert.
She is, but it's
She
not
ain't-
her thing.
she ain't
She
gonna do
thinks I'm ridiculous, so she won't do it.
She thinks you're ridiculous for doing this. That's messed up.
I know.
Dang, what she got to get podcast?
I don't know. It's a good question.
We'll get her on. We'll get her on.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. Eat
And you
eat
too.
something good.
And you too. Make sure you
And then
eat.
you can get back to me on that ant post game.
No, send him my way. Send him my way. Send me
I
something.
mean, I would. Are you recording still?
Nope.
No. Okay. I mean, it would
Wait,
be
I am
better
recording.
if you just